Oh my god, they're putting those 3 big ass dogs in the car.
Now listen to the smooth sound. We can back to the smooth sound.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, you know, this guy's digging out his ass. Anyways, so I, seen as well quarantining and I was supposed to be home and stuff. I am home, I'm just in the car downstairs from my home. So I asked y'all what video you want me to do, and a lot of people asked me to do a video on how I passed my driving test in the space of 2 months. 2 months, yeah. So I'm gonna give y'all the tips on how to pass the driving test. Even though DVLA have stopped driving tests for 6 months, you can still pass it as soon as the driving test thing stops, and you can pass the test. Boom, summer, or in the summer, we're whipping it, do you know what I mean? So cool. I started my driving test in this my driving shenanigans in, I feel far, sorry. I started my driving shenanigans in December, and I passed my test the end of Jan. So I think I did my theory, I passed my theory December the 1st, and that's when I started my lessons. So I passed my theory December the 1st, and I started my lessons with Learner to Driver Academy. That was my learning instructor. He's the best. I'm not saying it because he obviously been passed. He genuinely is, like, he's lit, he's cool, and he's down to earth, so he's cool. So you lot should go at him and follow him. I'm gonna put a link in the down below. Cool. So I started my lessons on December the 1st, and I basically did 2 hours. 2 hour lessons. All my lessons were 2 hours. I didn't do 1 hour lessons, and I did it like twice a week. So I think it was always Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, because I had college on the other days. So I did it on Monday and Tuesday with him. 2 hour lessons. Cool. So I started with a crash course. So I started a crash course with him because I thought, I want to get it done. I had an aim. Me and my parents set a target for me to pass my driving test before my 18th. So I passed my driving test when I'm still 17 basically. So that was the aim, did it, thank God. So what's it called? You good over there? Mm-hmm. So I started my lessons December 1st. Cool. So that was fine. It sometimes felt like it was fluctuating and stuff. Like sometimes I feel like I'm getting close to passing and then ready, and sometimes I feel like I was getting laid back. I did a manual test because my parents thought I had to get a manual license. Like, they was not hearing automatic at all. I had to do manual. That's what I did. So I'm gonna give you guys a few tips. So my instructor always told me to study. I thought, why am I studying? Like, it's a practical thing. What's studying? I don't know what I was thinking, like, this common sense, but anyways, he told me to study. So my first problem with driving was my planning. So with driving, you always have to plan ahead. So you have to look very far when you're driving and think, what can you see when you're far down, so you can prepare for it in time. So when it comes, it's not something you have to quickly react to. It might go wrong, which could end in a collision, someone getting hit. So always plan ahead. And that was my problem. Like, the first couple of lessons I did with him, he was always like, you're not planning. So I can see, for example, the light just turned green at the end of the road and I'm not that close to the light. It's a possibility that by the time I get to the light, it's gonna turn red. But I will still in my head think it's green. Like, by the time I get to the end, it's green, I can pass through, and then it will cause a problem for me because by the time I got to the light, it'll be red, and then I have to quickly stop and do a harsh stop because I didn't prepare to the fact that it might turn red by the time I get there. So planning is a key thing in driving. Mirrors. I cannot express to you lot how much your mirrors are important. That was another thing that I used to do wrong. I swear, planning, my car's making bad noise. Planning and, oh my god, they're putting those 3 big ass dogs in the car. They can't be putting that last one in there. The car's not even big. Yeah, planning and mirrors, yeah. I think they're the most important things when it comes to driving, in my opinion. I might not be right, I don't want to say it so you guys can go and tell your instructors about me. What's it called? So yeah, planning, I keep repeating myself, planning and mirrors, yeah, preparation and mirrors were the most important things in my opinion in driving, and they were like the things I was not struggling with but kept forgetting when it came to the beginning of my lessons, which kept making me feel like I was like, gonna take a while. I'm gonna have to pay a lot to these driving instructors with how long I was gonna take. But I swear to you guys, once I aced the planning and the preparation, are you dumb? Once you prepare, you know what to do, you know what you could come up, you know how to deal with it, you can't go wrong, you're safe. Mirrors, check your mirrors, you know who's around you, you know who you can't affect, drive safely, boom. That was literally my 2 things that I was struggling with, and then when I got them done, I thought, oh, this is Gucci. Driving tests, those are my important things when it comes to lessons. Also driving tests, don't get it twisted, yeah. Manual obviously test is obviously more harder than, obviously more harder, come on, it's obviously harder than automatic, common sense. And I didn't realize how many minors you can get from a manual. I weirdly didn't get many minors. I only got 2, I know, for the same thing, which was hesitation. Roundabouts, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot to talk to you guys about roundabouts. Don't be like me. I was supposed to do my, not supposed to, but the closest driving test centre for me was Hither Green. Now I started off do my lessons around Hither Green to get prepared for the driving route that the instructor would take me on, and there used to be one roundabout, yeah, I think it had 3 lanes for each lane, if that makes sense, and that roundabout used to give me anxiety. Like every time I used to come on it, I used to tell my instructor, I don't want to do this. So he saw how much it used to give me anxiety that he let me change my driving test centre to Bromley, and Bromley had a new test centre. So I thought, Bromley roads, this is just my opinion, if you want to be stuck between Hither Green and Bromley, I say go Bromley. Roads are just the same roads with nice houses, you can't really go wrong. But anyways, so I changed to Bromley. I was thinking, yes, I avoided that roundabout. Came to my test, why did Shanna have 3 roundabouts on her test? I avoided one from Hither Green. I ended up doing 3 on my actual test in Bromley. But I felt like it was so weird. I had less anxiety on my test than me doing it in my lessons. It was so weird. Like I felt so free and calm in my lessons than I did in my test than I did in my lessons. It was so unusual. When it comes to roundabouts, just always keep in your head, give way to the right. 2, you gotta be, what did my instructor call it? You gotta be, what's the word? You gotta be something. What the fuck?
Hours later.
You gotta be a bully, that's it. Don't be too hesitant, because that's why I got my minors, for being hesitant. You gotta be a bit of a bully in your test. You actually don't realize, well, I clearly did, but now I am. Now I'm a big ass bully in the roundabouts. Like since I got my car and I can drive by myself, just me or my friends in the car, I'm a bully on the roundabout, you know, like to the point that someone's gonna look off my face, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, roundabouts, be a bit of a bully. Like don't hesitate. There's times where you can go, but make sure you go at the right time, because you can get in trouble for being hesitant and making people behind you wait, or you can get in trouble for going at the wrong time and then causing problems for the people that's on the roundabout. So just make sure you go at the right time. But in terms of the test now, how did I prepare? I had water. Oh my gosh, guys, when I had my test, yeah, I never had such a dry throat. Like I was like, I don't know if I had anxiety, but my throat was so dry. So I had a bottle of water, drank that a couple times, but don't drink it to the point that you don't have 2 hands on the road, because now you're in trouble. Make sure you have 2 hands on the steering wheel. Me, oh yeah, when I first started my driving lessons, I don't know if I thought I was a bad man. I think I've just watched my parents drive too much, and I've been growing up in cars, if that makes sense. So I've always seen my parents drive with one hand. When I used to do my driving lessons, I used to be like, my instructor used to be like, are you dumb, basically, like, are you dumb? It's so ghetto. Like I used to just drive lean back, one hand. No, you gotta be like, in your driving test, because me, don't know who I thought I was, but in my driving test I made sure I was like this. Bus convo with the driving examiner. Hey, my driving examiner, I knew about his whole family, how many kids he had a wife, what he likes to eat on Sundays. You'll feel better as well by yourself. Like you will have less anxiety because you know that it's calm, it's cool. So make sure you have water, make sure you try to speak to the examiner, because who the flip wants to, you sitting in silence is going to make it 10 times longer, 10 times more scary. Just trust me, try to talk to the examiner. What's it called? Stalling does not mean you failed. Stalling does not mean you failed, as in if you stall and you think to yourself, oh, like, because that's what happens with a lot of people. I think it's a fact that most people fail in the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, I think, because I'm assuming the last 5 minutes because you think, oh, maybe I've passed, and then the last 5 minutes you're like, I passed, and you just do something dumb. Or the first 5 minutes because I don't know, maybe you're too anxious into the first 5 minutes. But yeah, I passed my test the first time. Madness, I know, right? But I passed it the first time with 2 minors. Imagine that. A lot of people think, oh, I've stalled, or they do something small, or they do something that they know is probably a minor, and then as soon as they do that, as soon as they do that little minor, they just automatically think, oh, I failed, and then they don't put effort for the rest of the tests. And you shouldn't do that, because that thing that you've done, you think you might have effed up the whole shebang, might be something so small, just a minor, and you still get your license. But no, people start doing one minor and then they think they've mashed up the whole thing, and then they end up doing rubbish for the whole of the rest of their test, and it's like, now you got your fail because you didn't have your fail before. Or it's not really, doesn't really make any sense. I think I stalled. Yeah, I did. I stalled when he said pull over to the left, you know, to pull into the left. I think I stalled because I hit the curb, but I didn't let that make me think I failed. Like, even though I hit the curb, you hit the curb, people hit the curb, your mom hits the curb when she drives, your dad might hit the curb when she drives. People hit the curb on a normal day. I hit the curb. I passed my test 2 months ago now, and I've literally 2 months today. 2 months today, and I hit the curb. Like, I can't even pass in my life either. Trust me, people still hit the curb. So if you stall, you stall, people stall. Just make sure when you stall, check all your mirrors, blind spots, then go off. When you stall, don't just stall, scream, and then boom, start the engine again. Then make sure you go check who's behind you before you, because when you stall, for example, a car might have realized you stall. You know, some of these drivers don't have enough what's the word, patience for learners. So if you stall, they're thinking bun that, and then they try to go around. But now you've stalled, you haven't checked your mirrors, and you haven't realized the person's gone around, then what? Boom. No, when you stall, check who's around you, because the person behind you might be impatient, might have gone around you, and then, you know, you can't go yet until they've gone around, then you can go. So always, if you've done something wrong, just make sure you check your mirror, then you might be able to go, literally. Yeah, so make sure when you do something minor, don't make it a major. Just tell yourself you still passed. That's what I did. I spent my whole test in my head, I was going to myself, you passed, you passed, you passed, you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass, you pass, you pass, you pass, you're gonna pass, you pass, you're gonna pass. Literally, just do that the whole test. What's it called? Power of the tongue, words of affirmation, all of that, and you pass this. So make sure when you do something small, you still bounce back. That's all we do 2020. So yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Prepare, mirrors, number one important things. When I've aced that, I aced my driving. Drink water, speak to the examiner. Yeah, in terms of your theory, because people ask me my theory all the time. For my theory, I think I used the official app, the official DVLA app. I still haven't deleted it because I paid £5. I didn't pay £5 for fun, so that app is staying on my phone. But this one, that's the one I used. I also used an app when it came to my actual driving lesson. I mean, yeah, my actual driving lessons. I used this app for my actual driving lesson. It's not focusing. This one, it's called Driving Coach UK. it might have been like $1.99. But it's, at first I thought it was like a game, but it's not. Kind of is. You hold it like this, and then I think it has stuff like roundabouts, and then it has the wheel, the clutch, the acceleration, the brake, and you press which one you need to do first, for example. So if you're doing a roundabout, you look, it will tell you to press the eyes so you can look. I'm not good at explaining, but the eyes so you can look, the clutch, it'll just tell you which part to do, so you know when it comes to your actual lessons which one you should be doing when you approach that roundabout. Not just roundabouts, even moving off, moving to the left, all the basic ones. But it's a good app. I think it's a good app. It helped me, so I think I should use that. But I think that's it. Oh sorry, in terms of your theory, in your theory, use that app. I'll be real, on the, oh no it's not, yeah, on the app there's study where you read like 5 paragraphs for each topic. I'll be real, reading's not me, and when I do read things, sometimes it goes through my head and comes out wherever else it can come out. So reading doesn't really work for me. So when it came to me doing my test, I literally just kept doing the mock test. I have photographic memory as well, so whenever I was reading something, I'd be like, yeah, that was it. Don't know, everyone's memory is different though, so it doesn't mean follow me. But so yeah, that's how I passed my theory, and that's how I passed my test, and I hope this helped you guys, and I hope you guys all pass your tests by the end of the year. Make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe. Hopefully I can, you know, provide you guys more videos, because you know we're in one lockdown and that.